Brazil versus Norway. The winner of this match is Brazil. Congratulations to Brazil.
God bless you all in the name of Jesus. I'm the prophet of the time with the message of the time. Now I've come with this message for those of you following football. I don't follow football, okay? But in the realm of the spirit, the Lord began to show me about the World Cup. It is going to be so powerful. I saw a man named called Cristiano Ronaldo putting on red dressy. It was a red maillot they were putting on. And he was fighting with a Muslim man. The guy looked like a Muslim. I don't know who is he. And prophetically, I saw Cristiano Ronaldo taking over and carrying the World Cup in his hands. And prophetically, he is the winner. So the World Cup, Cristiano Ronaldo, a man called Cristiano Ronaldo, is taking over the World Cup. I'm the prophet of the time with the message of the time. When I see it, I don't miss it. Trust me. Shalom.
You guys, a very big congratulations to Norway team. It was not really easy. It was not an easy job at all. And very fortunately for them, they come out victorious against Brazil. The majority expected Brazil, to put through, in this fixture against Norway. So they really did their best. They did really great. Seriously, Alan really took me by surprise. For scoring that brace. That moved Norway to the next round. A very big congratulations to the Norway team. A very big congratulations to all the football stars, in the team, and special congratulations to Erling Haaland, for his great contribution, for his great impact and the goals that he scored, against Brazil. You see, that is one thing about football. That's the beauty of football. That's one thing about football. So I believe that majority of all football lovers and all football supporters in the whole world, they were expecting Brazil to come out victorious. Brazil was the favorite team. So outside of being the favorite team, majority we expect Brazil to come out victorious. No matter how tough the game may be, many still expected Brazil to come out victorious. So it was really a team, that it was nobody were able to really predict. Nobody, if you even see someone that will predict, it will only be few that will predict Norway to come out victorious. Majority predict Brazil to come out victorious. So you see, at the end of the day, it comes to the way of Norway. So congratulations to the team. I really appreciate God for them, and I really appreciate. Now you see, now this other matter concerning this Norway's victory over Brazil. Now you see the more reason why ministers of God and pastors, why they should channel their energy towards their work for God, towards their church work. They should stay away from this football up thing. You see, one thing I always say this thing. I always tell my friends this thing, that you cannot mix football with juju, you cannot mix football with magic, you cannot mix football with voodoo. Same way, you cannot be mixing football, as a mixing football with Christianity. Missing football, as a Christian, you are coming to predict. You claim that you are seeing, and you are coming to predict football. You are coming to predict a scores, and you expect it not to change. You expect it not to change. Okay, look at this guy now. Look at this guy. Check this on your screen. This guy, was very good with predicting all the matches so far in the World Cup. He even predicted Argentina to win Cape Verde 4-0. But Argentina still came out victorious, but the score line was not 4-0. So you see, so I cannot say that this guy doesn't know what he's doing. But one thing we all have to know is that these things can change. This thing can change. You see the other Ghanaian priest that predicted Cape Verde to eliminate Brazil. So how did it end? So you see, this thing can change. This thing can change. So past all these priests, prophets, pastors, minister of God, or whatever they call themselves, I'm advising them to stay away from football, to stay away from football predictions. Although to them they will say they had a vision, or they see a prophecy concerning a particular match like this. So that is really their business. But I will advise them to remove themselves from all these things, because it's of no use. The energy that you are using to see, the energy that you are used to see all these things, you put it to your godly work. You put it to your work as a Christian and as a pastor and as a minister, and stay away from it, because this thing can change. Especially as you have put that thing on air, as you have made that thing live, you have made it public. Now everybody don't know. Okay, just like the match between France and Morocco now. This person can come out tomorrow now and say, Morocco will come out victorious. You understand? But as far as it has come online, many people have come across it. Many people are already thinking about it. That pastor said Morocco we win France. That pastor said Morocco we win France. As long as it has come to the view of many, it can change. It can change. At the end of the day, it will not be the person that you are expecting that will now win that match. So that's the more reason why I wanted to stay away from football prediction. Whether I should call it football prediction or football prophecy, I don't know which one to call it. That's why I've said they should stay away, so that they will not use this football of a thing to spoil their name. So they don't use football of a thing to spoil their level of credibility or something. But I don't know if I'm right on that. So you see this guy right here. The guy has been doing very well, but he's saying that Brazil and France will go far in this World Cup. That goes to show that Brazil or France may even reach semi-final, or possibly Brazil and France may even be in the finals. But look at it today now. Brazil is no longer in the competition. No way, I've removed Brazil. So with that, now people will say that what the guy saw is not right. They will say that the guy doesn't know what he's doing. It could be that Brazil should have won Norway. So you don't know, maybe it just changed. So the prophecy can change. There can be a change, and that change will now make the prophecy to look like it's not real. It now make it look as if that person is not seeing anything. So now, why am I saying all these things? I'm not saying all these things to defend the pastor or to defend the man of God. I'm saying all these things for everyone to learn, and also these men of God and all these priests and prophets who like involve themselves in football prediction or football prophecy, or seeing vision about football or a football match, a football player or a football match or whatever. So I want them to stop it right now. From this point, they should stay away from it. You cannot mix football with magic. You cannot mix football with juju. That's for the priests, all those priestess, prophet, all those prophets. You can also mix football with, mix football with really as a Christian. You are doing prediction of football. You claim that you are saying that this person that will win the match, this how the match will go. I will really advise you. I will seriously advise you to stay away from all these things. If you are doing your normal prediction as a football lover and as a supporter, fine. But coming out to say, I saw a vision. I'm prophesying now. This is the winner of the match. I'm prophesying now. This is how the match will end. The match will end 2-0. The match will end 4-0. They should stay away from all these things. It's our time they stay away from doing all these things. I know that this thing they are doing, some of them are even doing it for content. Some of them are doing it for fame. It's our time they have a stop of this. It doesn't really make sense. It will only spoil their name. It will only spoil their image. Because you will say it, even if you really saw it. Before the match will even start, it must have changed. It will not go the way you see it. So that is the more reason why you have to stay away from football. You can use your gift of sight, your gift of seeing in other things. But in the case of football, I will advise you to stay away. So enough is enough for the wise. All right, guys, to the audience who are watching this video, what do you think about this whole thing concerning this football match, the victorious win of Norway over Brazil, and this minister of God I just talked about, and this whole football thing in general, why they are missing football with magic, voodoo, juju, and Christianity and all of that. So what do you think? You all have your thoughts on this. I'll see you on next video.